Welcome to my newest audience. Of course, I assume you have a deep curiosity concerning solvable problems. Let's begin here at Self-Synergetic Mind, May 19, 2024. R. Buckminster Fuller's 20th century genius discovered universe relative to his observations. Geometrical, topological, mathematically precise measuring while designing and structurally coordinating geodesic models that reveal to his genius that universe is the aggregate of all humanity's consciously apprehended and communicated experience. Then our potential tuned in individual 21st century synergetic mind consciously employs one's own brain's neuronal circuits, which is inside and protected by the skull. So we can ask, with what event sequences is the event scenarios that are these non-simultaneous, non-identical, and only partially overlapping, but always coexisting complementarities in the aggregate of all humanity's consciously apprehended and communicated experience. Logically, the event sequences must be ever intertransforming. But since it is size alone that can come to zero, not the conceptuality of the physical pattern gleaned from the physical environment, then not only does the individual have a synergetic mind, it also is designed in principle, with an imagination and metaphysically conceptual and reasoning intellect, if not as a function of omnidirectional, omnirational, omniconsiderate, omnicoherent metaphysical and physical universe, then what is it? Are we functions of systems? Is the system a belief system? From what conceptual hierarchical matrix does metaphysical intellect, synergetic mind, systemic thought expect to survive the mentality of a belief system, if it mainly derives from the human imagination, and not from omnirational, omnidirectional, omnicoherent, omnibalanced universes' dynamic symmetry? To date, I have written 2 acronyms for differentiating 2 contextual parameters concerning hierarchical matrix derivations. PRJWBSHM, politics, religion, justice, war, belief, systems, hierarchical matrix, which is millenniums old, but has not been considered as interrelating, intertransacting, interdependently, and perpetually exploitive factors, especially concerning the value of doing harm, an irresolute contextual parameter. Mostly, the P and J factors take a center stage at the outset and aftermath of the W factor self-other annihilations. And those interrelated intertransactions deviously target the R factor self-other ambition to the worst extremes. Those extremes can devalue a human's lifetime, addressing it as a sacrificial tribute that the extremely deranged mentality devotes, dedicates, destroys as special dispensation, a gift under its controls from its purely imaginary God, Allah, by whichever sound word the deity is known. The other acronym is UIVMOFCH, Universe, Isotropic, Vector Matrix, Operational Field, Cosmic Hierarchy, which directly refers to synergetics. We can read about the significance of the isotropic vector matrix and synergetics 216. Links are provided. The contextual parameter is relatively new to our 21st century humanity. We have barely begun accrediting our evolving species with a metaphysical, conceptual, reasoning faculty of thought and a synergetic mind, while stuck in a system's perniciously regenerated predicament without knowing how to accurately define a system, much less how to escape the perpetual onslaught. As it turns out, we can never get out of universe, but we can always get out of system, which clearly means knowing what a system is must be of the utmost importance. As we can read in Synergetics 400.21, in quotes, a system is the antithesis of a non-system. Typically, we do not readily give thought to what a system is when immersed in the subjugation of a belief, which is referred to as a belief system. But by inculcating and indoctrinating the human mind's intellect, beliefs can literally and technically separate populations into categorically confused mindsets. This may well be attributed to disturbed personalities, personality disorders. In such instances, humans do not have a clue, may never have been permitted to question the relative insanity that gradually and over partially overlapping generations supplants any hope of clear-minded thought. To make matters more difficult to figure out, the governing systems in our world pay homage to belief systems as an unalienable right that does not have to prove anything more than what someone is said to have articulated as miraculous evidence of their special God-ordained dispensations, their personality as God incarnate, their mesmerizing articulations as an all-powerful Savior or all-powerful terrorizing entities that are rightfully entitled to eradicate whom it deems to be the infidel, the non-believer. A non-believer of anything whatsoever is closer to discovering the truth of pure science, which is always a subjective experience, as the inquisitive synergetic mind experientially must go through it in order to reach the objective. In the most accurate order, the synergetic mind goes from pure science to applied science. When waylaid by the educated or uneducated ignorance, its delusional mentality can take a synergetic mind's metaphysical propensities so far afield it might as well be on an alien planet. Until next post, keep tuning in and reading Synergetics. It's available online. As our coexisting humanity's cosmic to local relevance persists in forming a more perfect union, as this potential realization becomes clearer by the day. Thank you.